Hey everybody, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Sitting in an unusual place. I am in Pennsylvania somewhere, and I have a package from ThruNight that arrived at our old address, which fortunately I was able to pick up. And conveniently, they just sent it out actually, just days before our trip, so all worked out well in the end anyway. That is some heavy duty tape. Wow. That's a big box. So let's see what we got here from ThruNight. This is the ThruNight Neutron 2C. Let's see what we got here. We've got a tactical looking flashlight with a USB port. Interesting, this is different. And we've got the usual ThruNight paperwork. And we've got a strap with, let's see, there's some extra gaskets, and everything ThruNight always gives you a lot of good quality accessories. Must be the charging cable. And cool carrying pouch. I think I might wear this in my belt from now on. So the Neutron 2C. What's special about the Neutron 2C? 1100 lumens, 650 normal and 1100 turbo. Runs 2.2 hours on turbo. Wow. Let's see if that's charged. Oh, I'm going to have to charge this up. Alright then. I'll get that charged right away because I'm sort of excited to see how a USB chargeable flashlight works out here. And this tiny little thing with 1100 lumens, that's a lot of power for such a little light. So I'm anxious to check that out. Well guys, there's another fine ThruNight product. I can tell by the quality that they have very good stuff. Yeah, you can always tell their packaging is high quality, and that is usually a first indicator. And then that they give 2 extra seals for the USB port. So there's 3 seals plus 2 gaskets and a seal for the push button. So really, really impressive. And the strap. Alright, thank you guys. We'll be checking this out in the following days and let everybody know what it's like. Talk to you guys later. Hope you can hear that. It's a whippoorwill. From what I understand, it's becoming rare because their habitat is being taken away from logging industry. And they like sandy areas. They're also almost impossible to see from my understanding because their camouflage is so good. It's a night bird. It only comes out at night. Eats bugs. And it comes out here each evening. Starts out right here. It's flying around eating bugs. Sounds like it's moving around. That's a special sound right there in the night. Hey guys, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Obviously you know what these are. we're doing something different this year. We have the ones with a little bit of green on their feathers. They are broiler chickens. I feel sort of bad knowing that they only have 6 to 8 weeks of life, but those are broilers, and we're going to do a mix of free ranging and feed. We're going to use the chick starter for feed right now, and on warmer days they'll go out in the lawn and free range, as well as having their feed available to them. And we'll see how they turn out. The broilers are only $1.99 a piece, so I calculated at 4 pounds. Wait, what do they figure? At 4 pounds, they'll have eaten 8 pounds of feed at 30 cents a pound. So we bought, I can't remember what Melanie said, we bought chickens at the grocery store. Were around $5 for a whole bird, but it was a little bird. It was only a couple pounds. So I think it'll be profitable and or cost savings to raise our own birds. And we've already got orders from the neighborhood from people wanting meat birds and eggs. And you may notice that we have quite a variety of birds here. We got at least 2 of each type. And of the little brown, little black spotted ones, we got 3. I think it was 3 of them, or 3 of the, well anyway, got 3 of one bird. And others were all in pairs. And we're going to raise them here. Felix the cat likes to look at them and play with them. We'll raise them indoors for the first week or 2. And then once the weather straightens around again, and I'll have the chicken coop done by then, we'll take them outside. And I can have, as needed, a light out there for warmth. And I may end up putting like a thermostat with a light bulb in a corner for warmth as needed. And that's it. We're going to start raising birds again here at the new homestead. Hey guys, got a package in the mail. Was waiting for us when we arrived the other day. Back from our trip from New York. While I'm opening the box, I'll explain. Some people are asking why I didn't show the loaded bed of the truck on our trip. Well, we pushed hard and we didn't really stop for breaks. Our breaks consisted of every time we needed gas, we would go to the bathroom and put gas in the car and get right back on the road. So we were busy. Alright, well this is from Jim. Looks like a ton of hardware. It felt heavy. Really felt heavy. Let's see what we got. Here's a bag, a heavy bag. Let me see what we got here. I think I cut my knife open. Oh wow. Wow. A whole mess of different sizes of screws. Oh wow. There's a whole bag. I don't know if you can see in there. Oh, look at that. That is good stuff. I use hardware like you wouldn't believe around here. Screws. There's some heavier, almost lag bolts. Very, very good. Little self-tapping screws, good for woodworking. What we got here? Box of different nails. Different sized nails in the mix. There's another container. Oh yeah, look at that. Screws, all kinds of screws. That's a whole package full of them. That is good stuff for projects. Very, very good. I can't believe how much hardware I use on this homestead. And there's another one here. Look at that. Look at all those. That is good stuff. Well, thank you very much. Says he has more than he can use. That's funny because I can never get enough on this property. Awesome, thank you very much. That's going to take some time sorting, but I'll get them sorted out into their individual drawers and containers in my wood shop. Oh, that's good stuff. Thank you very much. Hey guys, flowers are looking good. Some of them. Our lettuce is not growing at all for some odd reason. We added fertilizer, organic fertilizer, but nothing's happening. It's really weird. Melanie cleaned out. Wow, I didn't notice. She put rocks around here and everything. No idea where she got the rocks, but it looks like they were around that tree trunk. Melanie cleared out an area here and put in some herbs that we brought over from New York, and some onions, some chives that she brought back, and her lemongrass. So she's making an herb garden again. Look at that. Out in front of the house we have a row of stakes all the way along the road, and Melanie and I have decided between the first two stakes here it's going to be rose bushes, and then on the way back from the doctor today, just a basic normal exam with Melanie again, we planted some grapes. We got some grapes on discount at clearance at Tractor Supply. We've got 2 green grapes, and there's a stake, and there's 2 red grapes, and then there's a stake, and then we've got some golden raspberries and some red raspberries, and there's a stake, and then we're going to have wild raspberries along the rest of the yard here. So we'll have a nice edible hedgerow here when we're done. Now I've been working in here. I haven't done any video because it was tight quarters and it was a mess. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 full-size boxes and a few little ones. 8. There's another one. No, that was empty before. So 7 full-size boxes and some little ones I emptied. Now remember, I brought back a bunch of stuff from New York. The counter is cluttered though, so I still have a lot of work to do. But I'm organizing my wood shop, and that shelf is filling up. Obviously there's a lot of organizing still to do. What I've done today is sort things out to where they belong in groups. Like the Ryobi's now together, the Black & Decker is up there together, my bolts and hand tools are over in this wooden shelf set, the lesser used bolts and stuff are down over in the bottom, and then over here I've got a shelf where my finished woodworking products will go, and I've still got to clean out. I've got a few pieces of wood in here to clear out. I've organized my books over here. It's behind the wood right now, but now I've got my air power tools up there. I've got my rotary tools on down to the books. So I'm getting it. Everything's going to have its place, and I'm slowly trying to clear this up. I will have a wood shop eventually. I'm hanging up my clamps. I went to New York and I got a bunch of my clamps back. All my clamps, I should say. But I got a bunch of them here now. I only had those 3 on the right before. Yeah, so a lot of clearing out yet to do, but I'll get it sorted. I'll have this place cleaned up, and I'll have a working wood shop probably by the end of this week. I should be able to make that happen. Still got some things to sort out. That box on the bottom is full of electric wiring that I brought back from New York. Bag full of garbage to get rid of. And other things though. That's getting there. Down over here I just got some wood scraps that I plan on using for birdhouses. I've got that all laid up neatly. So that's all scraps, pallet wood scraps that I'll use for birdhouses. Getting it. I'm getting there. Got my air compressor from New York, although it blows circuit breakers. If I manually catch it in time and shut it off, it works. It pumps air. so I'll be able to use the air compressor power tools, the air powered tools. Here in the electronics lab, I've got my boat batteries charged. That's on the charger from Banggood. My Q3 generator is hooked up to these two batteries, charging them, and they're at 11, just over 11 volts. And on this Coleman PowerMate air compressor and jump starter that I brought back from New York, that is a light, a power socket, an air compressor. I don't know, does it have jump starters? No, that one doesn't have jump starters. 4-in-1. Let me see, air compressor, light, I don't know, cigarette lighter. Well, anyway, that's at 5, 6, 7 volts, and that was at 0. And then I'm running the Bedini motor off this battery here, my little 12-volt battery, and charging up these two down here. Now I'm going to go on Amazon and get some more meters, some 0 to 20 volt or 0 to 15 volt panel meters, so I can start monitoring my battery levels at a glance. I want to be able to monitor the charging batteries and the run batteries at a glance. So I'm going to get a couple panel meters, and well, that sticks out pretty far. I'll figure something out to where those can sit up here on the Bedini. And then I brought back a bunch of magnets from New York for my other Bedini motor that I'm going to build. Oh, and I brought back the big Bedini motor too. So I've got everything packed away in the garage, and I'm quite embarrassed that the garage is a mess, so that's why I'm not showing you what I'm doing. So please forgive me there. Alright, well, I'll get back to it. I've got a lot of stuff going on, just still sorting out and putting things away. Not recording that, forgive me, because I don't think you want to see me just putting stuff away. And it'd be impossible to move the camera every 2 minutes. Got some electronic stuff out of the Woodshop. And as I was putting away my stuff, cleaning up for the night, and I got tired of moving that piece of plywood around, the half-finished tabletop for my workshop. So I spent another 30 minutes and made the legs and brought it in here. Basically trashing my shop, but now it's done. That wall is done. And the workbenches are done. And now, finally, I can get to work. So now I can clean up outside here at the homestead and call it a night. I was coming over to grab my camera. Like I said, I was putting away my tools and grabbing my camera. And that was out here, and I just finished it. But I was working on the chicken coop, and I'll take you out and show you what I did out there. By the way, while coming home from the doctor today, this was out by the side of the road for free. It's an old table saw. You can see it used to be a table saw. Heavy-duty cast iron top with slide-out sides, and somebody made it a workbench. Which is good, because that makes it a perfectly flat workbench for me to assemble stuff on. So I'm going to find a place for that in the wood shop. Not yet sure where. That's a very good thing to have, a good flat surface for assembling stuff on. So I'll get that off here tomorrow. I cut all the rafter halves. Well, I just real quick before dinner rushed out and did that. And I'll show you, I've got one piece put together. I'll show you what it looks like over there. And there's one. I think it's stable. You guys will definitely tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that's stable. And once I get the cross bracing, I'm going to use solid sheets of plywood on the top, so I think that'll help. And I'm going to run cross bracing on the inside all the way across from one side to the other, this way and also that way, before I put the plywood on, so that those are straight to begin with. And then, yeah, I think it'll be strong, but you'll tell me, I'm sure. There's 2 screws in each board. I mean, one here, one here, one here, and one here. Let me know, guys. Let me know what you think. But there it is. Okay, guys. Here's the truth. All right. My garage is trashed because I emptied it in a hurry, or I emptied the truck in a hurry. But I got an antique 1957 rotary, self-propelled rotary push mower that is completely intact. And I have the original advertisements for it. That's a Humco, H-O-M-K-O. I forgot the exact history. I had looked it up. But this is completely intact, and that's something I had saved. I got my electric fence controller, solar fence controller. I've got a bunch of small engines and parts. I've got some big engines. That's the 11 horse off my log splitter. Nobody wanted to buy the log splitter, so I kept it. It runs well and it starts, electric start. Got some chicken stuff. I got another bigger engine. I'm not sure what, it's an old Briggs. I can't even tell, but it's a behemoth. It's an oldie. It's got a metal spark plug cover. It's a behemoth. It towers over the other one. But, and it's a pull start. It's a rope start. Then I got a piece of an 8 horse that I had kept. These are all parts. Let me see that. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 horse engines and parts, and most of an 8 horse. Some of them are missing like flywheels or whatever. I don't know why, but I got them from a friend who does scrapping. Some of them are nearly complete and some are not, but anyway, it's good for parts. And then I've got the other one that I had brought back before, which probably just needs a carb clean out, and I think something on the throttle had to be adjusted. And a lot of other stuff in there. I've got a lot of stuff in there, so I've got a lot of cleaning to do. I got my big Bedini motor, which I'll do a video on later. That's that thing with all the wires on it. And some chairs and stuff, and some more gardening equipment. And I got my DC generator back. I did not leave that behind. So I'm going to give that a good cleaning and rebuild that engine. That's the one that was slowing down because of the bad gas. So the cheap gas, that was when I was learning about the 10% alcohol in your gas and how it ruins engines. Well, it ruins the carburetor. So I've got to rebuild that carburetor. So that's a relatively new motor, so it should be easy to get the carburetor kit for that and put new gaskets in. Because the alcohol eats the gaskets, and also your rubber tubing and everything else, basically. And it's really ridiculous. So I'll get that going, but I got it. I didn't leave anything behind that was worth anything. Alright guys, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. I got some cleaning to do. Good night.